What's something all grown women should know about men? Story 1. Unless we're fighting, when we say something that can be taken one of two ways, the one of the options is bad. We meant the good one. Bro, even when we're fighting. No, especially when we're fighting. I wouldn't be with you if I didn't like you. Assume I am on your side and not out to get you. Story 2. Men don't think about sex every 7 seconds. I read this from some women's magazine whilst waiting at the dentist office. These women magazines' perception of men are ridiculous. Story 3. My deal is, if I ask a girl out and she's not interested, saying sorry, no thanks, or a variation of that is perfectly acceptable. I'll be more than happy to move the fuck on. Story 4. Don't ever assume what's going on in our mind. You might think that we're having doubts about all this and things are going to shit, so you start acting like it, and then it gets all messed up and it's over. The truth is, we're probably just thinking about the last episode of Game of Thrones or something like that. If you want to know, ask. This image is used heavily in my wife's and mine's relationship. When she's being weird about me being quiet, and I'm just being quiet, nothing more, I say to her, motorcycle won't start, and she gets it. We don't even own a motorcycle. Story 5. Some men actually know that you are trying to hint towards something, but do not want to be embarrassed by misinterpreting the signal. So we ignore the hint instead because who has time for hints? Also, many of us have made the mistake of misinterpreting signals and have embarrassed themselves or made a good friendship awkward, so now we are more cautious. Story 6. If you want to have sex, don't wait for men to initiate. If a man always has to initiate into sex, he will feel like you don't want it and just do it because you want to make him feel good, but don't actually feel any pleasure yourself. Also, when initiating, be pretty straightforward or use very obvious hints because we don't get it. If you start touching a guy's dick and he doesn't understand that you want to have sex, yeah, that's wrong. But if you give some sort of glance or just say something like, "Oh, it's been a long day," and we're supposed to work from there to understand that you want to have sex, that's not going to work. "Oh, it's been a long day." Wait, is that supposed to be an invitation? Fuck, half of my colleagues are good to go down. Story 7. You know those movies where the woman is unpredictable, annoying, and generally crazy, but the man she is after falls in love with her anyway? That doesn't work in real life. Seriously. Story 8. Guys like getting compliments about their appearance too. Even just minor ones feel nice. I got a compliment the other day from a really pretty girl who works where I get my coffee at, and it made my fucking week. I can't remember the last time I got one. It was great. My best friend's girlfriend used to get mad at me because I would notice if he got his hair cut and she wouldn't. He would always jokingly rub it in her face. I tell my fiance probably weekly how good he looks. He just lost a lot of weight, 50 pounds, and with his new job has to dress nicer. I love how he looks going to work every day. I just want him to feel as good about himself as he should. He did a lot of work. Story 9. Just because we can't get an erection at any given moment, that doesn't mean we're not into you or that we don't want to have sex. It's not that simple. My teen years were just a collection of wasted boners. Story 10. If we compliment you, the best thing you can say is thank you. A self-deprecating joke about how we're wrong is rarely charming. Story 11. We can see through the I'm fine bullshit, but if you say it 3 times, we're going to let it go. It's not because we aren't aware it's bullshit. It's not because we don't care. It's because we're not interested in playing stupid games. Hey, are you okay? I'm fine. Oh, okay then, I'm going to cut the grass then. I just think it's funny why you... This happened a few hours ago to me. Story 12. Do not search our answers for hidden or alternate meanings. This isn't a rummage sale. You won't find anything if you keep digging. There aren't any. What we said is what we mean. Correction, you will find something. However, it is totally unintended, and we didn't put it there or even know why it's there. Story 13. Mentioning how many guys are going for you, chasing you, doesn't create the narrative of, oh damn, she's a hot commodity. I better try harder. Instead, it's, fuck. Chasing her seems like it would be a lot of drama. Better skip this one. 1,000,000 times, yes. I don't know why women think making themselves less available, that I'd have to deal with more competition, makes them more attractive. It doesn't change attractiveness at all, but it makes them a damned sight less desirable. Story 14. If you like a guy, approach them and let them know. All this hint nonsense flies over our heads. Story 15. Ladies, if he finishes too early, or he can't get it up, or he's just not that great the first time, give him another chance. And for the love of God, don't laugh, make fun, tease, or any of that. He was trying to impress you, because obviously he likes you, and now he's embarrassed or ashamed. I can't count how many guys I have been with who couldn't stay hard or finished way too quickly the first time or two. And they were always terrified that I was going to make fun of them or never speak to them again or anything like that, because in the past they had been humiliated, berated, and cast away by someone they really liked and trusted because they couldn't perform perfectly on the first or second go. Whenever you're with a guy and something happens like that, just let it go. If he starts apologizing, tell him it's all right and he can try again. Just don't make a big deal out of it. If you lost your mood, that's fine, but don't be mean. I'm tired of getting new partners who are afraid and very nervous because they've been hurt so much in the past. They have very little control over their dicks. If they can't get it up, they're probably just nervous, or they didn't eat right that day, or whatever. If he finishes too quickly, he was probably just really excited and very sensitive. If you let him go again, it'll probably be awesome. My point is, don't be mean. Guys have as much control over the dicks as we ladies do our vaginas. There are certain things we can do, but we can't always make things happen when we want them to.
Story 16.
Sometimes men just like to be alone. It's not that we're angry with you or ignoring you. We just like to be alone occasionally.
Story 17.
All men are different and they should be treated as such. I read on Reddit somewhere, if all men are the same, just pick one and shut up, or something along those lines.
Story 18.
Most of us enjoy being outside against something. It's how we decide whose tree is whose.
Story 19.
Probably just the fact that guys are just as self-conscious as all of you. I always get the sense from women that they see men as unshakable rocks that always know what they're doing, that are afraid of nothing, that are always the protector, that don't need anyone else's approval, that never get emotional or overwhelmed, etc. If you could listen into men's thoughts, I think it would blow your mind to know how much most guys are suppressing because society expects them to keep up their stoic demeanor. In addition, guys rarely, if ever, get acknowledged by society for just being. You ladies deal with catcalling and harassment. Guys deal with practically being invisible, going months or years without getting a single compliment or acknowledgement of their existence. Seen many a thread of girls in relationships asking guys why their boyfriend doesn't compliment her or make her feel special anymore, but it never occurred to her that she rarely, if ever, does the same for him because she assumes that he doesn't need reassurance or acknowledgement. They just don't seem to understand that guys aren't satisfied with just sex in a relationship, that they actually have emotional needs, but many times are afraid to ask for it.
Story 20.
We are totally cool to give you big cuddles and have you wrapped up in our arms all safe, but sometimes we want to be the ones that feel like you're protecting us too. That may just be me, actually.
Story 21.
If you tell something in confidence, it's really not okay to tell your best friend, and that goes both ways.